This is one of 3 chances to see whatever this is right now. Starting here, this is your 1 o'clock show, folks. The Indiana State Fair. I'm gonna do it. This looks like a crowd that wants to see some feats of strength performed. Yeah, all right. There you go. Okay, let's see what we got in here today. Okay, we'll probably do the bowling balls. We're gonna have to see. All right, folks, come on up. I know it's not good to sit. It's not a really good space to sit. I can try and see what I can do to clean off some of these seats. I got a towel here. You guys want to have a seat somewhere? Where are you gonna go? I'll clean it off. You guys already sat down. Don't worry about the rain on the seats. It won't be there when you get up. It's fine. Yeah, shake these off here. Shake this. This is gonna be a party. I don't want to show up to a party and my seats are all messed up. You know what I mean? We gotta have something here. All right. We're gonna do it, folks. Come on over. We're gonna do it. Even in the rain, we're gonna get through it. And the last one right here. We got the whole family over there. You want it? Okay, we gotta clean it off. This is my new job now. I'm not doing a show anymore. Here we go. Okay, wait, you gotta shake it off. All right, perfect. Come on now. Now you gotta stay for the whole show. I hope you know what this means now. You can't leave halfway through. All right. You guys are good. Okay. This is it, guys. How's everybody doing at the fair so far? Oh, you need it too? Okay. 1 second, folks. This is can I pay you to go around and do this for me? No? Okay, all right, it's fine. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, no problem. This is for the audience. It's like I'm hosting a party here. I get to have this space. I brought a carousel out. Let's do it. Okay, you can do it? Okay, you just pass it around. Yeah, we got people coming over, folks. We're washing off the seats. We're doing it. Oh, man. I think this is going to be a good show. I'm going to do the good tricks for you guys. I was going to just phone it in, okay? But then, like, you showed up and, okay. Now I have to really do it. The old horseshoe. All right, just about ready to go. Hey, folks, if you're just showing up, this is the right time. You get to watch the whole show right now. Gonna do feats of strength from the 1920s right here for you at the Indiana State Fair. I'm gonna do something with these. See if I still remember how to do these. Here we go. Double spins. Chop there, a couple chops there. Okay, under the leg. Oh boy, under the other leg. Okay, and a big fancy finish. Right? I'm actually kind of good. Thank you. All right, so still getting set up, folks. Believe it or not, that's not the show. That's just me messing around. I got a lot more to do for you guys here. Okay. I think I'm just about ready. This. Bit of a different start this time around. More chill. We can get people around. Okay, you guys ready to go? Okay, perfect. All the way from Toronto, Canada, Mighty Mike! How's everybody doing today at the great Indiana State Fair? Oh, I think you can do better than that. Come on, let's have some fun. You're not at work. Hey, all right. Folks, my name is Mighty Mike, and I am the strongest man in the world. Strength. This is a 10-pound sledgehammer. This is what I use to train my skills that I'm gonna do in this show. If I hold the sledgehammer like this, it's easy to lift. You can tell that, right? It's only 10 pounds. But if I hold it like this, further in, it gets a little harder. If I hold it even further, you can tell that gets a lot harder. And if you get really good with it, you can do stuff like this. Now, I'm going to tell you something, folks. That move that you just saw is probably the most difficult thing I'm going to do in the entire show. So let's just start off with the show. Are you guys ready for it? Let's just do it. Here we are, 1 o'clock show. My name is Mighty Mike, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Here goes. All right, this is the real show. This is a horseshoe, and this is kind of a new bit for me. I want to bend the horseshoe, but I want to see if we have somebody here, because I never let people do the feats. If I let you do that sledgehammer thing, I'd probably tell you, go knock yourself out, and then you would, okay? So I need somebody here who's brave, who's strong, that can help me prove that this is a real horseshoe. Somebody who doesn't want to come up, but will be forced up. Oh, wow, this guy will do it. Okay, give him a round of applause. Come on up here. I think you gotta go around. We gotta make this like a big moment. Okay, this is the first trick of the show. This is where I prove that it's real. What is your name? Pete. Very nice to meet you, Pete. How old are you? 12 years old. Okay, so I'm gonna let you try this. Now, Pete, what's going on in your life? What's like, is there anything that's like, oh, this is impossible, like a goal you have? For example, for me, I'm trying to learn Spanish, and it's very difficult. It seems impossible. So what's something like that for you right now? Swimming. Okay, so what do you want to do for swimming? He wants to drop time. What's your time right now? 33 seconds to go how far? 50 yards. Okay. 33 seconds and 50 yards. A lot of the adults are probably like, well, he's way better than me. Okay, but so I just want you to just keep this in mind. So you want to go quicker than 33 seconds. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind while you crank on this horseshoe. Just try and bend it as hard as you can. I put it against my leg. I try and twist it open. Give him a round of applause, guys. Make this like a moment. You got to put everything into this. It's brutal, right? Okay, now let me tell you the story. Okay, so this is kind of like the swimming. I wanted to bend a horseshoe. That was my sub 33 second thing. And I couldn't do it. I paid a guy a bunch of money in Texas. I said, hey, teach me how to bend a horseshoe. I held it the way you're supposed to. I cranked on it as hard as I can. Nothing happened, and it was like a terrible moment. But I kept doing it, so I just wanted to give you something as a moment to be like, you got to try impossible things. Let me just get a song on, because it kind of sets the mood. 1, 2, 3. I can't do it. I can't do it, dude. I'm sorry. Because that man in the blue shirt wasn't making any noise at all. You saw that? Yeah, he was just staring. Sir, this isn't a Zoom show. You gotta be like, come on, Mighty Mike. And these people will be like, woo! Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dude, the first time I did this, it did. Finish this one off. No applause necessary for this part, I guess. Oh, there it is. And now, that's the horseshoe, folks. I just bent it on my leg. That's why they brought me here. I just want to give this to you, like I said, as a reminder. Man, next time you're training for that swim meet and you're like, damn, I just cannot get that sub 33 second. Look at the horseshoe and be like, I gotta try as much as that weird Canadian guy with the spandex. There you go. Give him a round of applause, folks. That's a big moment. He's gonna beat that record. Send me a message if you break that record, if you go sub 33 seconds. I'd love to hear about it. Okay. All right, guys, what do you think? You want to do the bowling balls? Sure. Why not? Okay. Good trick. Oh yeah, that's just one. Thank you.
Women to fly, hands up and touch the sky.
Maybe we get back. Oh, we're clapping now. Yeah, that's good. Oh, come on. Here we go, 5 balls. Oh yeah. Oh, with the tricks, come on. That's difficult. All right, 3. This is tough. All right. We need everybody's help here. We gotta, just for this moment, you gotta clap to the music, everybody. Get your cameras ready. If you're taking one, here goes. Oh man. Here we go, sir. I'm gonna get this for you. Come on. No drops. Oh. That's the volleyball routine. I'm going to take the 10-pound sledgehammer. I'm going to balance it on my chin, and at the same time, I'm going to try to juggle with these 3 fake knives. I'm going to do it right after this. Like I said, I juggle the sledgehammer, so stick around to see that. It's a quick little show here at your Indiana State Fair 2022. First time I was here was in 2021, my first fair after COVID. And I come from Canada, so everything there is like crazy lockdown, and you don't know how grateful I was here to be here last year and to be here again in front of an awesome audience here on a Thursday, no less. So thank you very much for being out here. All right, let's do it.
Nobody dares to speak against your word. So they just sit quiet, do what you want, who cares if you get hurt? No, I don't know why you wonder why you're surrounded by the type of people that never say why you don't want to hear. So they just stay quiet. Oh, everybody loves a show. Lights on, they all go. You more than anybody close that I find. It's all you got. Like you say, you're the best.
That's it, everybody. Thank you. Go home now. I'm kidding. Come back. I'm kidding. Sir.
It's all you got. You say it's hard. Feel sorry for yourself. And I don't know why you take it out on everybody else. No, I don't know why you wonder why you're alone at night when they're all up on you. You know I tried, but you won't call me back. So I just stay quiet. Everybody loves a show. Lights on, they all go. You more than anybody close. That high five is all you got. Ooh, they keep saying you're the best. You ask if they say yeah. Ooh, I know what is left. That high five is all you got. Alright. Don't you get tired of looking for high fives? Don't you get tired of looking for high fives?
Folks, we now come. You know what? I think we got some time here. Let me see. It's 1:15. I didn't think there'd be a lot of people here today. I think I got it. A bonus trick. Folks, if you want to see a bonus trick here, make some noise. All right. This is a new routine. I don't do this all the time. I actually came up with this last year here at the Indiana State Fair. This is a 5/8 inch thick bar. It's very difficult to bend. It's harder than a rebar. I learned how to bend this up in Canada during my 2.5 years of government mandated practice time. It was a lot of fun. and I came up with something out of it. I came up with a new routine. It's a thing where I bend this bar while singing a rap song called Bend These Bars. I'm actually gonna do it, okay? So that's not a joke. So when I say bend these bars, you guys gotta yell out as loud as you can. Bend these bars. Let's practice now. I'm gonna bend these bars. Bend these bars. That was pretty good. This is like a surprisingly good crowd for a Thursday, but I think we can do a bit better. I'm gonna bend these bars. Bend these bars. That's more like it. You're making me feel like Jay-Z if he got booked in a parking lot. Okay, here it is, folks. An original song by me, Mighty Mike. Take that, Thigh Master. One more to go. I got it. Won't be long before you're singing my song. We gotta bend these bars. Bend these bars. Yeah. What do you think about that, folks? I'm like Drake that the Indiana State Fair could afford. This is it. This is the big finale, guys. Okay? I'm gonna rip this brand new pack of playing cards in half. It's the most difficult thing I know how to do. As you can see, I'm taking them out of the package right in front of you. You can examine the cards after I'm done. I'm gonna take out the 2 guarantee cards. I'm gonna take out the 2 jokers to keep it fair. This is 52 brand new, American-made playing cards. All right, 1, this is it. This is the big finale, guys, okay? 1, 2, 3. Come on. Let's go. There it is, folks. That's me. That's my time. My name is Mighty Mike. Mighty Mike Show on Instagram. Thank you. That's it. We gotta go. The show's over. Wait, what? No, sorry, guys. The show's over. We gotta go. I gotta go back to the shipping container. I can't. You've been amazing here on a Thursday. Thanks for playing along with the show. I'm mightier than most, but some are stronger still. What's more important to me is a different kind of skill. For lifting pounds of metal is not a greater feat than lifting people's spirits in the middle of the street. And that's why I do it, folks. Thank you very much. Hope I lifted your spirits here today. You've been a great crowd for the rain day. Thank you so much. We did it. Come up for a photo. Photos are free. Tag yourself. You gotta make your muscles if you do a photo though. Oh wow, look at that. Can I autograph it? Wow, okay, I gotta get a pen. Here we go. We're gonna autograph stuff, folks. I'm important now. Let me see. I got a pen here. Oh, I do. You're in luck. This will be worth something someday. Mighty Mike. Wow, and there's an official drop of sweat on it as well. Perfect. There you go. There you go. Let's do it. Let's get a picture. You gotta get the muscles out though. Let's go. Earth's mightiest heroes. I'm on that list. There you go. Thank you. Hey.
west of Bloomington. We're going to be talking about some of our animal ambassadors, some of our resident turtles, our box turtle, stinkpot musk turtle, and red-eared slider. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes. We're hoping to start at 10, just in case, we have any last-minute people showing up. If it just really starts to rain, I'm going to move as many people as we can underneath this little cover here, and we can kind of see them up close. Otherwise, let's just kind of see how it goes. I do feel like the rain's probably going to pick up, unfortunately. A few things. We have live animals. I do ask that we not touch them. It's bad for us, and it's bad for them. They might bite us. They often have bacteria on their shells. If we touch those shells, we might get sick from it. And as we touch them, we might harm them by giving them disease that we might have on our hands. They also often try to shrink into their shells when we touch their faces. They might injure an eye or something like that. We'll see. If it gets much worse than this, we'll move it under the cover, but we will see. But since I'm walking around with live animals, something kind of important, if we are just getting too close with one of the turtles, give me one of these. I like turtles. I think most of us here probably like turtles. But if for some reason you just do not want a live animal that close, totally get it. Just give me one of these little X's. Debating on whether or not we should move it under the cover. I think we should.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. We want it under the cover.
Other co-workers here, again, our red-eared slider, our stinkpot musk turtle, and our eastern box turtle. Now I'll have a chance to look at each of them. I like to break down the name, see what that tells us about the animal, and then we're going to look at some special tools that these animals have that help them live in their habitat, their ecosystem. We are also going to be looking at some of the ways we can help keep them in that ecosystem, how we can protect these animals. I'm going to kind of dive right in. If you do have to leave, I promise you're not going to hurt my feelings by leaving. And again, if you don't want that turtle too close, just give me that little X with your fingers. So, who here likes turtles? So most of us, right? I always see a few hands down. Does anyone here just really not like turtles? Okay, good. What is something that makes our turtles really special? Well, what's their thing? Yeah, you have something? No, that's okay. What makes it special? What tells us it's a turtle? The shell. So we have turtles and tortoises, both shelled reptiles. But I want to illustrate really briefly a quick little difference so we know we're talking about turtles and not tortoises. This is just a little toy tortoise. And we look really close to see what looks like a little elephant's foot. I like to call them stomping feet. I think it looks just like an elephant's foot. They aren't really able to grab stuff with that foot, but I want you to think of it as a kind of four-wheel drive. It helps them out when they're moving across rough terrain. Most tortoises live in kind of open environments. Let's think of the ones in the Galapagos, like really massive ones. They tend to be fairly large animals, spend basically their entire lives on land. Our turtles, on the other hand, are going to have, instead of those elephant stompy feet, they're going to have what I like to think of as slappy feet. So we can see his little toes, man, he is fighting me this morning. His little toes are kind of spread out, a little wet. He's not an aquatic turtle, so they're not as wet as some turtles. But we can see right now, he is kind of pawing or slapping with those little webbed feet. So, if we see stompy foot, that elephant's foot, we're talking about a tortoise. All three of these guys have those little webbed feet. They are turtles. Now this guy is an eastern box turtle. I say guy, I know he's a boy because as I look at his eyes, they're red. Now that's not entirely fail-safe, but it's normally a pretty good bet. If there's red eyes, it's a male box turtle that only works for box turtles. Females tend to be yellow or orange. You might see those red eyes. And then on the bottom of his shell, there's a little dent. Now it's really hard to see. I can feel it right now. But if they have a little dent where we would expect a belly button, it's probably a male, and that applies to just about every turtle. So, eastern box turtle. I want to break down that name real quick. Eastern. Why do we call this an Eastern box turtle? It's from the East. Yeah, pretty easy one. We find these guys all over the eastern half of the United States. They really like the Southeast, but we definitely find them here in Indiana. They are a native species. If you go a little bit further north, you'll find ornate box turtles. But if we're around McCormick Street, where I'm from, southern half of the state really, if you see a box turtle, chances are it's going to be our eastern box turtle. They love, oh, is that me? Oh, sorry, I'm squealing on the mic a little bit, apologize for that. But our eastern box turtle is going to live in our woods. They really like woodlands. They like kind of deep woods. Now, how does this little guy survive in the woods? So, I said we break down the name. Eastern lives in the east. Why is he a box turtle? So, what's something that would make him like a box?
Put him in a box.
So they say, does he live in a box? Doesn't live, well, he kind of lives in a box, but yeah, it has to do with his shell. So, and Ryan, if you don't mind, I might have you kind of show this. And actually, I will go ahead and put him down real quick. He is a former pet. He has forgotten how to hide, but most turtles are going to have a shell like this. Now, that is kind of one piece. We can more or less see right through it. Our box turtle shell is made out of 3 separate pieces. So, when our box turtle feels threatened, he is able to slam his shell shut. Sorry, this is always a little difficult to do. But turn it into a little sealed shell, a little box. Now that's pretty darn handy when he's living in the woods. Doesn't move that fast, but if a predator shows up, he slams that lid shut, he is now fully protected from most predators. And he is going to slam that little box shut, wait for danger to pass. So, helps him out living in the forest, not able to move very fast, but able to kind of secure himself in place. We can see that his shell has multiple pieces because there's a little hinge right here. We have a little hinge that he's able to use to close that lid. Now, a few other things that make him really good at living in the forest. Let's talk about this shell. I think box turtles have really beautiful shells, neat pattern, but it has a purpose. It's not just there to look pretty, it's actually to help them to blend into the forest floor. So when you imagine forest floor, you have all these dead leaves, sticks, that sort of thing, sunlight's kind of trickling through. Suddenly this is pretty decent camouflage. His little slappy feet, while his aquatic relatives use them to swim, he uses them to dig. He's going to be digging through material on the forest floor, looking for bugs, plants, things that he's going to eat. Little beak-like mouth helps him to cut through roots, grab bugs, that sort of thing. So, real quick look at our eastern box turtle, some of the adaptations that he has that help him to thrive in our deciduous forest here in the eastern half of the United States. Now, we'll have a chance to take another look at him a little bit later, and he's going to be out here, we're going to be in the building all day, but I want to talk about these 2 other turtles, and I'm going to have you guys do a little bit more to guess where they live, what their names tell us. So our next one, she normally hides. There we go. I knew she was going to do it. Our next one is going to be our red-eared slider. Now, when she's hiding like this, we really can't see it too much. You might see a tiny bit of red, but she's going to have a red stripe down the side of her head. So that's that red ear. We also have yellow-bellied sliders. Well, instead of that red ear, they have a yellow belly. I mean, this one does too. But that red ear, again, we're just looking for that little stripe down the side of their head. She's hiding it right now. I get it. I would be a little nervous too. Now, slider. Why is this turtle called a slider? Do you have a guess?
It slides on its belly.
Slides on its belly, absolutely. Who here has ever been canoeing, kayaking on any of our rivers in this area? As I say, you have probably seen these guys taking a dive into the water. Now, she has a little different shell from our box turtle. Remember, we can see right through it. So right now, even though she's hiding her shell, we still see her face, we still see her tail. So kind of limited protection. But her webbed feet make her an excellent swimmer. She's actually going to hunt fish in the wild. She'll eat some aquatic vegetation as well, but she loves swimming after fish. If you can outswim a fish, you are a pretty darn good swimmer. The back of her shell tends to have mosses, algae, different aquatic plant life growing on it that helps her to blend in to the level of water that we have in our local rivers. But more importantly, when she feels threatened, she is going to dive into that river, and she's going to be able to hold her breath for a pretty long time. Now, I don't want to try this just so we don't knock ourselves out, but how long do you think we can hold our breath as people? A couple minutes. How long do we think our red-eared slider can hold her breath? 20. More than 20?
25.
More than 60 minutes. I just heard it. So she can hold her breath for about an hour. I think that's pretty darn impressive. So instead of hiding in place, slamming her shell shut, she's going to dive into the water. She's going to hope for danger to pass. Now, those tools, those webbed feet, again, this little sharp, almost beak-like mouth for grabbing fish, a lot like her cousin the box turtle. Camouflage, shell helps a bit, but ability to quickly go into the water and hide for a pretty long amount of time is going to help her to survive in our rivers. Now I'm going to switch back to another turtle, or we'll switch to our next turtle, and then we'll kind of bring it all together and you guys will have another chance to see the turtles up close again. Our last one, and I will tell you, she is a full-grown adult. We almost never see them in the wild because they hang out in a pretty difficult place for us to get to. This is also the one that always tries to bite me. Is our stink pot musk turtle. So again, full-grown. This is a full-grown female. She is tiny, but again, this is an adult. This is all we can get. Yeah, we can see she's opening her mouth. She's going to try. She's going to reach around for my finger, aiming in it now. Hasn't got me yet. There we go. She's crying.
Yeah, she did.
But yeah, those are stink pot musk turtle. Now, let's break down the name. I want you guys to guess a few things. So, stink pot musk turtle. What do we think that tells us about this animal? She stinks. So that's really the musk turtle side of things. She can musk. A lot of reptiles can do that. Smells a lot like cat pee, but she can kind of release a nasty smell if she feels threatened, and that'll scare off certain animals. Once she starts really stinking, they really don't want to mess with her. Stink pot has to do with where she lives. Where do we think this turtle might live? What kind of place? So like a marsh, so yeah, somewhere funky, right? So we are going to actually find them in rivers, but it is the stinkiest, nastiest part of the river. The bottom, where all the dead stuff's kind of floating down. Now she has some pretty good skills for living down there. She has this kind of dark, muddy colored shell. It's going to help her to blend into the river bottom. She has a really sharp bite for helping her to eat those dead fish, other stuff that's floating down to the bottom. But she also has a pretty amazing tool. And it's something that we've just kind of found out about in the last few years. Some scientists in Canada were really curious about how long this turtle could hold her breath. Now, ready slider, about an hour. How long do we think this turtle can go between surfacing?
2 hours, 24 hours.
24 hours. I will tell you, way more than 24 hours. 100 hours? More than 100 hours? Let's talk in days. 30 days. So,
30 days?
and potentially longer. So she actually has little tiny growths on her tongue. Unfortunately, they're really hard to see. But these Canadian scientists were just like, I wonder what these are for. Started to do some research. Turns out they are a bit like a gill. They're not a gill, but they're a bit like a gill. And that they are actually able to pull oxygen from the water. So she is able to go for months at a time without coming to the surface. Tiny animal, muddy shell. She is living down at the bottom of the river, doesn't hardly ever have to come up. That's why we almost never see these animals in the wild. Our box turtle, if they feel threatened, she's going to slam their door shut, hide in place. Red-eared slider, as soon as they see danger, they're going to run. This turtle is hoping you never notice her to begin with. And if you do find her, she's got a pretty nasty little bite. I will tell you, these little claws are pretty sharp as well. They don't get me, but if I were a smaller animal, they would probably be quite a threat. So our stick pot musk turtle, really amazing little animal in my opinion. One of my absolute favorite animals, in that she's able to go for months without breathing. So those are the 3 turtles that we brought with us from Aquarius Creek today. Losing my microphone. All are animals that we would expect to find either in or adjacent to the park. We see the box turtles all the time. Our aquatic turtles are they going to be in our creek or the nearby White River. But let's bring this all together. Because throughout our little talk about these turtles, I talked a lot about the tools that they have to help them survive in their environment. And these animals are really a reflection of the environments that they live in. You want to walk around the box turtle? Just so we get another chance to see up close. So, all of these animals are a reflection of their environment. Now, let's talk about how we can help these guys out. Sorry, I just wanted to wait for that to pass. Let's talk about how we can help these guys out. Because really, for me, the biggest way that we can help them out is by making sure that they stay in their ecosystem. So, woodlands, rivers. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I got a little distracted all of a sudden. I squirrel a little bit. So, all 3 of these animals were surrendered pets. Now, 2 of our turtles, the musk turtle and the red-eared slider, do not receive special protection under state or federal law. They're just treated kind of like any other turtle. Our eastern box turtle is illegal to have as a pet in this state. That's not true everywhere. But one of their biggest threats to wild turtle populations is removal from their habitat. So people who love these animals and want to express that love by taking them home as pets. Unfortunately, it hurts our animals quite a bit, and it's a commitment that most folks can't take. I mentioned these were all surrendered pets. How long do we think our turtles can live? So I heard 40, 50 years. That's really accurate for our aquatic turtles. Honestly, our box turtles are closer to 60. There's not a ton of research on this, but some research would suggest that they could live up to almost 100 years. Now, so that's a commitment most of us can't make. Now, on the flip side of that, most of our turtles have to reach about 10, 12 before they are able to reproduce. So, every turtle taken from the wild is one less turtle helping bring up the future generations of turtles in our forests and rivers. So, I would encourage you, if you love turtles as much as I do, if you want a pet turtle, really consider how you can do that responsibly. So buying from a responsible breeder, that sort of thing, please, please, please help us keep our turtles wild. Now the other big one, I am normally going to be the first person to ask you to not mess with wildlife. So if you're at one of our parks, please, please, please don't feed the raccoons. They get enough food. Our box turtles are, again, kind of the exception to the rule. That shell slamming shut, really good adaptation for our animals surviving attacks from predators. Doesn't help a lot against modern threats like cars. So if it's safe to do so, I want to encourage you guys, if you see a turtle trying to cross the road, help them out, give them a little lift. You might notice when we are holding our turtles, I tend to hold them about 2/3 way back on the shell. The other important thing is going to be to move them in the direction that we're already going. I can tell you I work with these turtles every day. They're notoriously stubborn animals. If you point them facing the wrong direction, take them the wrong way across the road, they're going to turn right back around. So, let's help keep our turtles wild, help protect them, help them stay in their habitats, and hopefully we will have these wonderful little animals as part of our ecosystem for many, many, many generations to come. I appreciate you guys being here. I know that I just kind of run through this program really fast. So, I'm going to be here to answer any questions that folks might have. I also do want to give people a chance to see these animals kind of up close again. So feel welcome to stick around and ask questions you might have. And if we're happy to get the turtles back out, musk turtle really does not like being held, so we'll probably kind of limit that. But other than that, I appreciate you guys being here today. Thank you for visiting. And always feel welcome to come down to Forest Creek, see these guys kind of in their home turf. Thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn my microphone off. Thank you. Thank you.
One more minute, everybody. Start clapping those hands. Our first dog coming out right now is the biggest dog on the team. He's also adopted from Indianapolis Animal Care and Control, so he's a Hoosier, everybody! He's 10 years old, he's had 2 knee surgeries, but he's still one of the best Frisbee dogs on the team. Give it up for Sugar, everybody! Come on, Sugar! Everybody clap those hands, come on! He's an American Bulldog Pit Bull mix. How about some big old 360s right there? Nice job, buddy. How about one more? Oh yeah, good boy. Drop it. Let's send it back and forth. Oh yeah, let's see if we'll go through the legs. Come on, buddy. Whoa! You didn't like that one. Let's see if Sugar will catch 10 in a row. Come on, everybody, clap those hands. We're gonna start nice and close and then work our way to those. We want you guys to know whose turf this is. Good boy. All right. Whoa. We're going to start nice and close and work our way to those long. Drop it, dude. Hey. Thank you. Everybody count out loud with me when he makes the catch. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to start going a little further now. Drop it. 5, nice job, buddy. A little further, drop it. All right, 6, he's got a rooster tail coming up. Oh, 7, nice job, buddy. Come on, everybody, clap those hands. Drop it, there we go. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. 8, nice job, I'm taking another step back now. Good boy, Sugar. Oh! Yes! Good job, buddy. All right, everybody, last one. Come on, everybody, make some noise. Oh! Hey, you did it! That's the first time he's caught all 10 in a while. Give it up for Sugar, everybody. Oh. Give it up for the big Hoosier, everybody. Yeah, buddy. Good boy. Good boy, Sugar. Welcome, everybody, to the Indiana State Fair and the Canine Stars Stunt Dog Show. A couple things before we get started. First, I want to let everybody know most of the dogs you're going to see in this show today have been rescued or adopted from the streets or from animal shelters all over the world. Who's got rescue dogs at home? Look at all those hands. Thank you guys for saving those dogs. When we're training the dogs, we use positive reinforcement training. So that means the dogs do something good that we like, we give them something that they like as a reward. Today, steak. Yum. But we also need all of you to be positive reinforcement trainers with us, okay? So when the dogs do something good that you like, you gotta give them something good as a reward. What's a good reward for them? Oh, good boys and girls, steak pieces all around at the end of the show. The more you clap and cheer, the more fun the dogs have. The more fun the dogs have, the faster they run and the higher they jump, okay? So who's got a dog at home? Pretty much everybody. Who has a dog that has way too much energy? Pretty much everybody. We get asked all the time at the end of our shows, how can I train my dog to be less hyper? You can't. What you can do, though, is do stuff with your dogs, right? Train them, exercise them. We're going to show you right now some simple things that you can train your dog at home. That will help them to redirect their extra energy into an activity. Give it up, as seen on America's Got Talent. Give it up for Sarah and her new dog, Archer, everybody. Oh, does he have the zoomies?
Archie, are you ready? Oh boy, he's like, I think a dog peed here. Good boy, come here. All right. So, like Ethan said, my name is Sarah Carson. You might have seen me on season 12 of America's Got Talent with my dog Hero. Thank you. This is my newest dog, Archer. I thought that something different would be maybe easier than a border collie, but I think Archer is a challenge. He's a field golden, so he is bred for doing hunting and all those kinds of things, but I've turned him into a pretty fun stunt dog. So we're going to show you today how to train some of your dogs at home to do some of the tricks that you see us do in the show. So the first trick I always teach my puppies when I bring them home is their left and right. So it looks like this. Go right, whoa, right, right, good, left, 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 good boy. He's very extra. So all you have to do is take your dog's favorite food, put it to their nose, and bring them in a big circle, and reward them at the very end. Good boy. Once you've done that several times, you just lift your hand a little higher and do the same motion. Yes, very nice, buddy. Now I'm going to name it. So we're going to do left, good, and right. Yes, and then just with the flick of a wrist, go right, 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 good, and left, left. Archer, left, yes, left, good boy. Good job. That was very good. That was very good. Oh, very extra. All right. Now, a lot of you know that I dance with my dogs, so my very favorite trick to show everyone is how to do leg weaves with their dogs. It looks like this. Ready, go through? Good. Oh, yes. Now, it's pretty easy to teach. All you're going to do is put your dog in a sit on your left side. You're going to spread your right leg forward and reward through. We're going to do that several times. Sit, stay, good. Yes. Now, once he's comfortable, I can start taking a couple more steps forward. I didn't drop anything. Hi, yeah, I'm right here. Look at that. Wow, sit is good. Sit. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do a couple steps forward. Sit, good, and reward. And one more, I still didn't drop anything. Still, yeah, there we go. Hi, you went through though. There he is, one more time. And there it is. Good man, Archie. Good boy, that was very nice. Now, those two tricks are very easy. I'm going to teach you one more trick that's a little more difficult for your pups at home. Are you ready? You're so cute. All right, so this one, I call it cop cop, but you can call it really anything you want. I teach my dogs to put their two front feet on my feet so they can dance, just like, oh, he's very excited right now. Stay, stay. Oh my gosh, why are you so excited? You're so excited. So all you have to do is train your pups to go between your legs and reward them. So I like to walk forward and backwards so they're really comfortable in that position. Yes, very good. Now I'm going to pigeon toe my toes and get him to go in between. And the same thing, I'm going to bring him forward and backwards until his paws land on my feet. Do it again, forward and backwards. Very good boy. Now once he's on there, we can wiggle those toes a little. Archie, Archie, we're doing tricks. Oh, there we go. Yep, stay. He's thinking I'm dropping food everywhere. Good, stay, bud, stay. And there we have it. Oh, just like that. Yes, good boy. Go back. Go back. Good boy, okay. Good boy, yeah, good job. So I hope you guys go home and train your pups. A couple of those tricks, like Ethan said, it will help with their energy. You can't cure energy, as you see, he's insane. But I can give him a job to do. I did just publish my very first book. It's called Super Dog Tricks, so you can get that on Amazon if you want to teach your dogs a little more tricks at home. Are you ready? Okay, good boy. All right, buddy. You're crazy, yes. Good job.
Give it up for Archer and Sarah one more time, everybody. We're going to see them again in just a minute. Another fun activity is playing frisbee with your dog, and that's pretty standard. You throw the frisbee and the dog catches it, right? But you can also take it another step further, and you can combine dance moves and different kinds of throws to what's called freestyle frisbee. And we're going to do that right now with this young man right here. This is Hawkeye. Sarah's got to get dressed first. You want me to wait to start the music? You good? When you see something else, remember to give it up for Hawkeye. Stop those hands over there. Come on. Sticking to my flip-flop. Around the back. Whoa! move on to our next event right now, folks, which is our high jump competition. Here's how it works. We're gonna get the frisbees cleaned up, because our first dog loves to eat the frisbees that are laying down there. You saw him at the beginning of the show. He's 10 years old, and he's had 2 knee surgeries. So we're gonna find out if he can still high jump today. Even if he knocks the bar, we're still gonna cheer for him, right? Because he's a hoocher, and he's old. When you hear me say 1, 2, 3, I need everybody to yell, raise the bar, okay? 1, 2, 3. Raise the bar! We're going to start him off here at 28 inches. Let's bring out our big Hoosier. Give it up for Sugar, everybody. Come on, Shuggy. Can you make it over 28 today, bud? You just want steak. Here, ready? Go around. Sugar, hop. Good try, buddy. Good try. Let's give him one more try. He's a little bit hungry, I think. Come on, everybody, clap those hands. Ready, Sugar? Sugar, hop. Hey, good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. 1, 2, 3. Raise the bar. Oh, this is a big one. Just on 32 there. Oh, that was actually 30 he just cleared. Here we go. We're going to go right there. All right. This is big for the old man. Come on. I know it's just about as tall as he is, but it's still hard. Come on, everybody. Help me out. Sugar, help. Oh, he got both bars. He got both bars. Let's give him one more try. We'll give him one more try. He hasn't done this in a while. He hasn't done it in a while. This is usually when I do this in the show, but I pulled my muscle. So Sugar's filling in for me. Sugar, help! Oh boy! Give it up for Sugar one more time, guys. Good job, buddy. Sugar was saved from Indianapolis Animal Care and Control when he was only 4 months old on the day he was scheduled to be euthanized. Now, 10 years later, he's still one of the best Frisbee dogs. High jump. It is what it is, right? We're going to keep moving, though. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go up to 36 inches. That's 3 feet, guys. He's one of the youngest dogs on the team, and he's absolutely the craziest dog I've ever met in my life. We just started training him this last week during the fair. Let's see if he can get over 3 feet today. Give it up for Brady, everybody. He loves frisbees. Everybody clap those hands, come on. I told you guys he was crazy. Sit. Oh my goodness. All right, Brady, time to get yourself under control. Let's try it one more time. Stay right there. Stay. Brady, hop. Brady, stay. Brady, hop. Good boy. Give it up for Brady, everybody. Do we dare try one more? 1, 2, 3. Let's go up to 40. Oh yeah. Brady. His name is Brady Danger Zone. Brady! He did it yesterday. So let's see if we can do it today. We're losing him though. We're losing him. Stay right there. Stay. Brady, hop! This is how training goes when you're working with a very high energy young dog. Stay right there. Stay right there. Brady, hop! Good enough, guys. Give it up for Brady. Oh my God. He'll get it one day, maybe. We're gonna keep going though, everybody. 1, 2, 3. All right. Time to bring out one of the pros, hopefully, but with the way the show's going so far today, who knows? These aren't like circus dogs. They're like our pets, our kids, and so whatever they do out here is what they're gonna do. We try to motivate them as best we can with the stake. She was adopted out of Baltimore, Maryland. She was found on the streets when she was only 3 weeks old. My friend bottle fed her, brought her home. She texted my wife a picture. She said, "Hey, look at this puppy. You guys want another dog for the show?" I said, "No, we have 15 dogs already." Ladies, what does no mean? Yes, the next day we had a beautiful pit bull puppy in the house. Give it up for Chickpea, everybody. Let's see if Chickpea can get over 44 inches. Everybody's clapping, come on. Here she comes. 44 inches. I'd like to blame it on the mud. We're gonna try again. Come on, everybody. Here she comes. 1, 2, 3. Let's go up to 48 inches. That's 4 feet, guys. It's a big jump even for Chickpea. Let's trade her a piece of cake for the frisbee there. All right, come on, everybody. Clap those hands. Here she comes. She likes to go sit on that corner and eat the frisbees. And those are like supposed to be special, super durable frisbees, and they're like 20 bucks. And she just knows, she goes and cracks the rim. And then there goes 20 bucks. Give it up for Chickpea one more time, everybody. 1, 2, 3. I can tell you guys don't trust me anymore. We'll try that. We'll put that one at 5 feet right there. Let's try it again. Everybody together now. 1, 2, 3. That was a little better. Let's put it at my height, which is 6 feet. I don't appreciate that. There's a hole right there. All right. Who saw us on America's Got Talent before the show? Anybody? 2 people saw it on the world's biggest TV. Well, if you were one of those 2 people, you saw a dog jump over 6 feet and land safely into my arms. I think we're going to try it a lot higher today. What do you guys think? 1, 2, 3. Let's try it over 7 feet 6 inches. Right there. Now, normally our daredevil jumps off of the launch pad there. But Indiana, your guys' ground is just bumpy and holy everywhere. So the launch pad doesn't work real well. So the second day of the fair, we trained her how to jump off of somebody's back. So we're gonna try it right now. Give it up for Shazam, everybody. Here we go, Shazam. We're gonna try it over 7'6". We need everybody clapping. Come on, everybody. Cleared the jump. What do you guys think? Should we try for a world record? 1, 2, 3. I need that red thing. I can't reach. Let's put it up as high as it will go. As high as it goes, folks, is 8.5 feet. No dog has ever done this stunt that high before, and I'm scared to even go up here. Holy cow. See how wobbly it is? That's why we have the trainer to jump off of Whitney's back. Holy cow, folks. That's 8.5 feet. Get your cameras out, everybody. You've never seen anything like this before. Everybody clap, come on. try, puppy. You're such a good girl. Here's a couple of steaks to try, and there you go. Oh, up we go. Come on, everybody. Puppy, here we go. Here we go, puppy. Steak. That is the highest a dog has ever jumped over a bar, folks. Give it up for Shazam one more time. Come on, let her hear ya. Good girl, puppy. You're such a good one. If you got a cool picture or video of that, please post it on your social media and tag us at Canine Stars. We would love to see it because I don't have time to take a picture while I'm... One more time for Shazam, everybody. Are you guys having fun? All right, we're gonna move right along to our final event right now, which is our diving dog event. Actually, I'm gonna put this over here. Oh! Here's how it works. We've got 3 dogs jumping today. We're gonna give each dog 2 jumps. We're gonna take the best out of 2 to find out who jumps the furthest. I'm gonna watch where their nose splashes down into the water to give them their official score. Let's welcome our first dog right now. Give it up for Archer, everybody. Now, Archer practiced yesterday on our day off, but this is his first time doing this in one of our shows, so he's gonna need a lot of help, everybody. All right, on the count of 3, everybody make some noise for Archer. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, everybody scream. Nice job, buddy. Nose coming down at about 14 feet. Not bad for his first ever jump, folks. Nice job, Archer. You think you can go bigger for jump number 2? Everybody clap those hands. Come on. Oh, he's a little distracted. There we go. He found a piece of trash. Everybody clapping. 1, 2, 3, here comes Archer. I think that was about 15 feet that time, folks. Archer is currently in first place. Let him hear you, everybody. If the other 2 dogs decide they don't feel like jumping today, Archer wins. 15 feet is not bad at all. Now our next dog was adopted from Fort Myers, Florida. He was in the shelter when he was only 8 weeks old. Give it up for Boudreaux, everybody. Boudreaux the pit bull. He's always got to check the water to make sure that there's still water in the pool. Which toy you want, buddy? He's got to pick his favorite toy. You want the red one? You got to hurry up. People are waiting on you, buddy. Here we go. I guess it's this one. We're going to drag him all the way down here. Booty, drop it. Boudreaux. This is the hardest part of the show. Got it. Everybody stop it. Come on. On the count of 3, everybody scream. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. I'm going to say about 21 feet to the nose, folks. He bumps Archer into second place. Not bad though, Boudreaux. Boudreaux's best jump of the Indiana State Fair, so far 22 feet. So we're pretty close to his best ever jump. Let's see if we can get loud out there, folks, and get a personal best for Boudreaux. While he gets his toy out of his mouth, I mentioned that Boudreaux was in the shelter when he was only 8 weeks old. He also had parvovirus, which is very dangerous, especially for young puppies. It's a miracle that he survived. 2 years later, he became national champion in his division of this event. Let's see if we can get him past 22. If you guys down there think you guys can get 22, wave your hands in the air, okay? You got the best view right there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Boudreaux! Oh! Any hands waving? Come on. He had parvo. I'm gonna say that was about 2021 again, folks. Give it up for your current leader, Boudreaux, the Pitbull! Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Good point. Come on. Boudreaux, the Pitbull, one more time for him, guys. Good job, buddy, boy. He's one of the happiest dogs you'll ever meet. Every year in North America, approximately 2.7 million dogs and cats are euthanized because of overpopulation in shelters and not enough families adopting pets. 2.7 million, guys. That's about 6,000 every single day. Half of them are pit bulls, just like Boudreaux, believe it or not. 3,000 pit bulls are euthanized every single day in North America. If anybody out there is considering bringing a new family member into your life, we're urging you to check your local animal shelter or rescue group, because when you adopt a pet, you're not only saving that animal's life, you're making room for a shelter or a rescue group to bring in another animal and hopefully save them as well. So please, folks, adopt a pet, save a life. Give it up for those rescue dogs! We gotta beat 21 feet, folks. We've got one more jumper. He's also from Fort Myers, Florida. He's also, as you saw earlier, one of the craziest dogs on the team, so he should be able to do a big jump into the pool. Give it up for Brady, everybody! You want to take a look at the pool, bud? All right. We're going to get him all the way back down here. Take it easy, bud. Oh, my God. All right. Yesterday, he dragged Whitney into the pool. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. We need some popping out there. Come on, everybody. Come on, louder. Here he comes. 1, 2, 3. Folks, that was about 28 feet. That was one of Brady's biggest ever jumps. And he has won the competition. Give it up for Brady, everybody! Good job, Brady. You want to see one more? Yeah, of course you do. But first we have to get this out of his mouth. Oh, 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 oh! Got it! That was easy. All right, folks, last jump, come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go, Brady. Oh, another 27, 28 foot for Brady. Come on, Indiana, give it up for Brady. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Did you guys have fun? On behalf of Shazam and the rest of the Canine Stars, thank you all so much for coming. We'll remind you all one more time to please adopt a pet and save a life. Shazam and some of the other stars will be up front if you'd like to meet them and ask us any questions. We'll be out for a few minutes. Bear in mind it is pretty hot today and the dogs need to cool off. So if you're standing in line, please say hi quickly and then let the next person say hi. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day here at the Indiana State Fair.
La Feria Estatal de Indiana ofrece áreas designadas para fumar. Si decide fumar en la feria, por favor, solamente fume en las áreas permitidas. Las áreas designadas para fumar se pueden encontrar en el mapa incluido en su hoja de guía diaria, que está disponible en todas las puertas y cabinas de información. Muchas gracias.
present the Flying Fools High Dive Show. But before we begin, I have one important question for all of you out there. Are you ready for the show? I'm not convinced. Come on, everybody, with a little bit more enthusiasm. Are you really ready for the show? Come on out, everybody. You heard him. It's showtime. Right now, I'd like to mix things up a little bit and invite John to the diving boards, please. Now, this talented young man has been working on something a little special for all of you. And since it's such a lovely day here in Indianapolis, I figured we should put it in the show right now. What do you say up there, John?
I think I'm ready, but you guys want to see it?
If they're interested, but before he goes, let me give you a little rundown of what he's about to attempt. John is going to watch at the end of the diving board, where he's going to perform a reverse somersault or a gainer flip, same thing, and land back on top of the board, before doing a trick of his choice into the pool. Now, as you can imagine, this is extremely dangerous. That diving board he's standing on is not a very big target, and in comparison, neither is this pool really. So, before he goes, let's give a little encouragement, everybody. For John, let's
backwards.
Yeah, you can.
just scared up there. Well, you know what? If you're so scared, just skip it. I said skip it.
Jump rope into the water.
This looks sweeping!
Nobody came here to watch you speak, buddy. Come on, what are you up to?
All right, fine. I have a very important dedication dive to do.
Oh, a dedication dive. Well, who for?
It's for my dear, sweet mother-in-law.
Oh, your mother-in-law? Is she here?
Well, yeah, of course. She's sitting right there in the second row with the colorful yellow t-shirt on and the sunglasses.
Oh, I see her. Hi, someone's mother-in-law.
This time it's for you because I love you.
Oh, how sweet.
Roll witch!
somebody. Has anyone seen Simon?
Up there.
Simon, you're not supposed to be up there, buddy. I need you to get down.
You want me to what?
I said get down.
Oh, okay, fine. Hey, DJ, hit it!
No, you guys know that's not what I meant. This is just a verse. There's no teacher here, really. That's the best we can come up with. You guys are divers, not dancers. Enough of this. Hey, enough. Cut the music. It's time to get serious, buddy. I need you to climb now.
Want me to drive you over there?
No! I think everybody here would like to see this guy go up!
Come on, where are the first responders? Come on here. Hey, there he is. No, he's not really. Cat, get him off the mountain. John, I got an idea. Who's left? Hey, there he is. Now you folks seem to be enjoying the show so far. Do you want to see one more? Whoa, hey, on a second there, fellas. Don't you guys forget someone? No, Chris, that's not your buddy. Come on, turn around, guys. That's a little something we like to call the baby dash. And let's hear one more time. I'll take it from here. Come on, everybody, please, come on. Slowing down the progress. Come on, everybody, let's go. We got a show to do. There you go. Get it together, John. Enough dance to us, Chris. All right. Well, now that we got that situation under control, so far you've seen us dive from these 3-meter springboards, that first perch, and the second one, which is about 40 feet. But there's one place that nobody's dove from yet. Where's that spot? That's right, way up there at the top of our ladder. In just a few moments, one of us is going to be climbing all the way to the top of that 80-foot platform and dive to the water below. Now when that diver jumps, it'll be traveling at a speed around 55 miles an hour. And our pool is just what you see in front of you, only 10 feet deep. Now imagine diving from those heights, traveling at those speeds, into this tiny little pool. Well, that's what I call Mission Impossible. However, that is the challenge that awaits this young man coming up front now. He's been high diving around the world for the past 7 years. He flew all the way from Fairbanks, Alaska to be here today. Put your hands together for him, everybody. Jeff Iron. Jeff, what's going on? Why did you stop?
Well, this is the high dive!
Hey, go on
No, that is not the high dive. Look up! Yeah, that's better. No, I think Jeff has it in him. But do you want to see more higher? Yeah! Tell him, everybody. Higher! Higher! Higher!
joined his teammates to come place themselves around the pool, not only for the obvious safety reasons, but mostly so that they can slash the top of the water. Simply so that when Jeff looks down from way up there, he can clearly tell where the top of the water is, so he knows exactly when to hit the brakes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one more time, Jeff is a very long way up there, and he can hardly hear you, so let's really let him come in. All right, Jeff, you know what to do. Take it away. Good luck, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, the high dive.
everybody. Welcome to Indiana State Fair. How many of you are happy to be here today? Okay, there we go. That's great for this early. Since 10, but I need to get up early to get here. My name's Carly. I'm the interpretive naturalist up at Chain Lake State Park. Has anybody ever been up there? Oh, we actually have a couple. That's great. So I'm up at Chain year-round, but today I got to come down here to Indianapolis to do the Reptiles Rule program. So over the next 40 or so minutes, we're going to talk all about reptiles. They're a very unique animal, and we're going to talk about two of probably the most common types of reptiles that people are familiar with, snakes and turtles. I unfortunately was not able to bring my snake today. He just got done shedding, so he's a little grumpy and didn't want to put up with the 2.5-hour drive to get down here. But I did bring a turtle, and in a little bit you guys can meet her up close. But we're also going to talk about what makes a reptile. So first, I want you guys to pair up with your neighbor and try to think of a couple things that you think would make a reptile a reptile. So how are they different from us or your cat or your dog? Give you a couple minutes to think about that, and then we'll share what we've come up with. Okay, does anyone have any thoughts? What makes a reptile a reptile? What do you think? They have scaly skin. Good job. So, you want to come up here and hold this for me? Thank you. So reptiles have scales. What do you think? They're cold-blooded. They're cold-blooded? Can you come up and hold this, please? All right, so they have scales. They're cold-blooded. What do you think? They have shells. Or turtles have shells. I don't have a thing for that, but you can still come up if you want. But yes, turtles have shells, but not all reptiles have shells. What do you think? Yeah. Right, so that's actually a really interesting thing that we'll talk about with snakes later. But most reptiles do lay eggs. Snakes, we're going to learn a fun new word later for what they do with their eggs. All right, I have 3 more. Anyone? Oh, another one in the Purdue shirt. Good job. Yep, so some snakes are especially well known for this. Have anyone ever seen a snake? The tongue thing, if you've seen Mulan. They don't do the tongue thing. Dragons don't. Snakes do. All right, 2 more. Any other reptile geniuses here? What about you? They can't swim in water. A lot of other animals can do that too, but some reptiles, especially snakes, are really good at swimming in water. At my nature center, our snake is actually better at catching live fish than our turtles are. So they're pretty good swimmers. Anyone else? Yeah. Oh, he's just scratchy. All right, so most reptiles, oh, we do have one. They eat bugs. You know, that's close enough. You want to come up here? So they do eat bugs. A lot of reptiles are carnivores. Some, such as our box turtle that we'll talk about later, are omnivores. So they'll eat both meat and plant matter. But most reptiles, especially the snakes, are carnivores. They eat all the rats and rodents and bugs. So snakes, especially garter snakes, eat a lot of garden pests. And those are a lot of insects. And our last one, they are vertebrates. Just like you, me, dogs, cats, fish, they have a spine. So to recap our reptile, what did you say? They can swim? Yep, so they can swim. Most of them, our box turtles aren't very good at it, but they can if they have to. They're vertebrates, so they have a spine. Some people think that snakes don't have any bones at all, and they certainly look like that at times. They're carnivores, they eat bugs. You have the tongue thing, you do the tongue thing. So they can smell with their tongue, snakes can at least. They lay eggs, most of them. Yes, there you go. Most of them lay eggs in the ground. Some of them do other things, which we'll talk about. They're cold-blooded, they're ectotherms, so they rely on outside. They can't make their own body heat like we can. So if you feel your arm, it's probably warm. Reptiles can't do that. They rely on their environment to warm them up. And our last one is they have scales. So all reptiles do have scales. So I'll collect those. Thank you guys for helping me out with our reptile characteristics. Gonna have to add that they swim. Yes, good job guys, thank you. So, I do have some of our reptile characteristics here. So they're eggs. How many of you have had a chicken egg? Has that hard shell on it and the chicken egg heart goop is inside. So reptile eggs are a little bit different. So this is a snake egg. So reptile eggs, they're a lot more leathery, and you guys can come up and see the props afterwards. Get a little excited. So you guys can come up and see these up close afterwards, and you can gently feel them. But they're leathery, unlike our chicken eggs, which have that hard shell, because reptiles don't sit on their nests like a chicken does. So those bird eggs have to be hard enough to hold up to the minimal, but still, weight of that bird. Reptiles, they don't usually invest a lot of parental care in their young. So they'll lay the eggs. Turtles will dig a hole, drop these eggs in the hole, and then they are gone. So they lay eggs. And they have scales. So does anyone know what this is? No! What do you, I'm sure you know. This is a snake skin. So this is a very long snake skin. This is from our black rat snake up at Channel Lake State Park. He usually doesn't shed this nice in the summer, but this one is pretty much fully intact. So snakes, you can come up and see this later as well. So snakes have scales covering their entire body. And what you'll be able to see later is they even have scales covering their eyes. So they usually don't have eyelids, and they do have scales covering that. So what happens when they're about to shed is, if you've ever seen a snake in the wild or a nature center, if you have a pet snake that's about to shed, their eyes get really milky blue color at first. And that's how we know that our education animals are about to shed, because their eyes will get that milky color. And that's this scale that's covering their eye. Because what happens when they shed is this is actually an inside-out snake, essentially. So that skin loosens up when they're growing too big, and instead of shedding it in little pieces like we do, they go inside out. So like if you're pulling off your sock inside out, that is what the snake does. So then they leave this behind, which is basically an inside-out snake. And one of our snake myths that we'll dispel later is that snakes are slimy. Yes. It sounds like someone's touched a snake before. They're not slimy. So amphibians such as frogs, toads, salamanders, they need to be in a really moist environment, and they do secrete what we would call slime. Snakes and other reptiles don't do that though, and you can come feel this later and you'll see. But they're actually very dry and they feel kind of smooth. And someone mentioned shell for a reptile characteristic, so that leads us into our turtle talk portion. So not all reptiles have shells. Turtles, as you know, do. Most of the turtles of Indiana are hard-shelled turtles, so they have this shell. It's basically bone. There is one, the spiny soft-shelled turtle. I think there are other species of this soft shell turtle as well. Has anyone ever seen one of these? They get about the size of a dinner plate. Seen one? If anyone lives around lakes, they've probably seen these. They're fairly common, but where they are, they're hard to see because they have really long necks and they bury themselves in the sediment of those lakes and creeks and they'll just stick their neck up like a telescope and ambush fish with that. But this one is from our box turtle, so you can bring this around so you can see what's that inside there. It's spine. Yeah, that is weird. So remember we talked about reptiles being vertebrates. So they have a spine, they have bones, and that's our box turtle's spine. It's attached to the shell because the box turtle is not inside the shell. The box turtle is its shell. Box turtles, their shells are extra special. Hence they got their name, box turtles, because they can close up like a box. So these other two things I had are, so this is the carapace, the outer part of the shell. This is the plastron. So it'd be like your belly, go here. And on our box turtle, these are hinged. So they fit together like this with a cartilaginous hinge. And the box turtle can completely shut their shell like a box if they feel threatened. So this is why there's some of our more friendly turtles that we have in our nature centers across the state. Since when they're threatened, they will go in the box, which is just their shell, which again is part of their skeletal system. This is bone, their spine and their ribs are all attached to it. That's why you should never pick up a turtle by the tail, because that connects directly to that spine there and you can really hurt the turtle. But our box turtles, when they feel threatened, they go inside the shell rather than become aggressive. So one notoriously aggressive turtle would be our snapping turtles. Anyone seen a snapping turtle? He's crossing the road a lot. So snapping turtles have probably one of the smallest plastrons, that under part of the shell, that I've seen in most aquatic turtle species. So they can't go much into their shell. It's not protecting a whole lot of their body. So to defend themselves rather than hide, they snap. Snapping turtle. And other aquatic turtles, they have a little more, but any animal with a mouth can bite. But typically if they have another escape route, such as our box turtle or our snakes prefer to slither away, typically if they have another option, biting is their last resort because they don't want to get in a fight with you. You're a lot bigger than they are. So always remember, especially with snakes, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. So we'll get a little turtle out now. So that was our turtle shell. Here's our actual turtle. She has some straw on her. Tipped over her water on the way here, so she's a little grumpy. This is our box turtle from Chain Lake State Park. I had to show you the box with our shell because she is very friendly and very not afraid of you, so she's not going to go in her shell probably. But this is our box turtle. She is a female, and how you can tell male or female with box turtles, there's two ways. One, you can look at the eyes. So her eyes are more of an orangish color, and you guys can come up and see her later. Male box turtles' eyes are more of a bright red color, but the eye color can change a lot based on the individual, how old they are, if they had an eye injury. Better way, actually there's three ways, not two. Forgot about the tail. So she did tuck her little tail in, but the females have much shorter, nubbier tails than males, and this is pretty typical of most turtle species of Indiana. If it has a really long tail, it's probably a male turtle. Snapping turtles is a little hard to tell with because they all have somewhat long tails, but the females, it's still a little shorter. And the third way is to look at the plastron. So remember, that's the under part of the shell. Since C's a female, hers goes straight across. If she were a male, then that plastron would be more concave, so it'd look like it dents inward. So I'm gonna bring her around and you can gently touch her shell. Remember, that is part of her skeleton, so she can feel that. But just feels like bone. And don't touch her legs or her head. She doesn't like that very much.
No, it's
Oh, that's her tail. Just gently. So her pattern is a little faded. We're not entirely sure how old she is, but she's a pretty old turtle. We've had her for a while. So turtles and snakes, both reptiles. Turtles are a little different, so they're tetrapods, which mean they have 4 legs. So, and she has all 4. And usually reptiles, other than snakes, which don't have any legs, they have claws. Turtles are really good at digging especially, so what they do when they nest is they'll find a place on land. They don't actually nest in the water, not even the aquatic turtles. And they'll dig a hole with their back feet, and then they'll deposit the eggs in it, anywhere from, I think, 30 to 50 eggs, depending on the species. Really big ocean species of sea turtles, like leatherbacks, can lay up to 70 eggs. But that would pretty much be the max for any turtle. They're the largest living turtle species that we have left. But they'll lay the eggs in there, and there's something really interesting that happens while they're incubating. So a turtle, whether it's male or female, is dependent on the temperature at which those eggs incubate. So we'll have a narrow temperature range. Let me put her back here. So this is on our temperature scale. At really high temperatures and really low temperatures, you're going to have male turtles. Or no, you'll have female turtles at those extremes. And then there's a small range in the middle where you'll get 50-50, really small range. And then going a little bit out of that, you get different ratios of male to female turtles. Once you drop to the low end of that range where you would get females, typically it's too cold and the nest will die. But anywhere above that, until it gets too hot, you'll get female turtles. So what's happening a lot with sea turtles and some other turtles, not as much yet, is we're getting more and more females than male turtles, which has some population impacts for those species, because if you have a bunch of females and no males, we don't get hatchling turtles anymore. Now that's one threat that turtles are facing. Another one is human activity, especially roads. So how many has seen a turtle trying to cross a road? Pretty common. Usually that happens with the aquatic turtles when they're breeding. So usually what you're seeing is a female turtle coming up onto shore and finding a place to lay her eggs. And when they make that journey, they face a lot of threats: cars, raccoons, dogs. So one thing that you can do to help out your local neighborhood turtles is, if you see a turtle crossing the road, can gently pick it up and move it to the other side so it doesn't get hit by a car. They're not very fast animals, and when they see a car coming, again, their first instinct with danger is to go in their shell. Does that work with cars? No, so that'll work with a raccoon pretty well, or a dog. Not so much with cars. So they think that they're protected when they go in that shell, and so that's why they're not moving. But they're not on the road. So you can pick them up and move them across. Make sure if you do this, though, that you take that turtle in the direction that it's going. So find the head. Wherever the head's pointing, put the turtle in that direction, because otherwise they know where they're trying to go. They're not the best at getting there. But if you take them back the other way that they came from, they're going to turn around and they're going to end up right back in the road again. And we don't want that. We want to help them go nest so that they can make more of themselves. If it's a large turtle like the snapping turtles, don't pick it up. You can safely, relatively safely, if you grab it at the very back, but their necks are very long and they can reach around and snap at you. It's best to, if you have something that you can push them with, to do that. That way they can't turn around and bite you as easily. Or if you have a shovel, if you happen to keep a shovel in your car, then yeah, try not to think about that too much. Then you can scoop them up if they're not too big and move them off to the side of the road that way. And the last thing that you can do to help out our turtles is to leave them in the wild. So box turtles especially, they're very slow, they're easy to pick up and catch, and they're adorable, so people want them as pets. But when we take them and keep them as pets, do we get more baby turtles? No baby turtles in the wild then, because they're all in our houses. So we need to let them stay in the wild to make more of themselves. And turtles don't make very good pets. Aquatic turtles especially. If anyone has tried to clean a turtle tank, you will know it is smelly. There's a lot of water. It's just not fun. They're very messy and they're smelly. They're really not that entertaining. You can't play fetch with them like you could a dog. You don't chase lasers around like a cat would. And they live for a really long time. So turtles on average can live up to 80, 85 years. So if you get a turtle from the wild as, let's say you're 6 years old and you get a pet turtle from the wild. When you're 120 and you're on your deathbed, your turtle is still going to be going pretty strong. So they live for a really long time, and a lot of the turtles that we get coming into our nature center are turtles that their first owners couldn't take care of them anymore because they were old, got tired of having the turtle, whatever reason that was, and their relatives don't want this turtle. They can't find friends to take the turtle. Our nature centers are overrun with turtles for this reason. So it's really hard to place that turtle in a home. It's another reason that it's best to just let them stay wild. So those are 3 things that you can help turtles. We're going to talk about snakes real quick, and then you guys can come up, look at the props, see our box turtle up close. So what's the difference between snakes and turtles? How many legs did our turtle have? 4 legs? Do snakes have legs? No. So snakes are legless. They are still a reptile. And they swallow their food whole. So have any of you tried to swallow an entire watermelon without chewing it or cutting it up? Just swallow a watermelon? Do you think you would be able to do that? No. So that's about our snake swallowing a whole rat or squirrel, whatever it happens to catch, would be like if you swallowed an entire watermelon. So, what? Yeah, that wouldn't even fit inside my face. So snakes, they can open their mouths really wide, and they have, they're very muscular, so they have muscles that move that, we're just gonna call it a watermelon, down their entire body, and as it goes down their body, it's digested the entire way, and then they'll poop it out at the end. They only have one opening. All reptiles do. They have one, it's a cloaca, and that's where everything comes out of. Eggs, urine, feces, mice. Snakes can regurgitate their food and it goes the other way, but typically it gets digested and expelled from the cloaca. So they swallow their food whole, and they don't have any legs, so how do they catch their food? They're really fast. They are really fast. If any of you have seen a snake move, they're pretty fast.
They use their fangs
use their fangs. So not all snakes have fangs, but they do have teeth. So garter snakes especially, they have really tiny pin and needle teeth. They're rear facing, so they're like this. So my arm's a little rat, and this is a garter snake. Then it sticks in there and the rat can't get out the other way, so it holds it in place. So snakes, a lot of times they'll ambush their prey, and then they'll strike really fast and grab it. The snake that we have at Channel Lake State Park is a black rat snake, so they're a constrictor. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah, it's like a boa constrictor or a python. They'll wrap around their prey and yep, and they'll squeeze really tight and they suffocate. Good job. Good job. And then once that animal is dead, then they'll swallow it whole. Snakes do. There are also a lot of myths surrounding snakes. We're going to do our 8 snake myth countdown to end with. Does anyone want to draw one of the first snake myths out of our bucket? I think I saw you first. We'll go to you next. Snake myths, yes. Wait, what does that one say?
Snakes are slimy.
Snakes are slimy. I think we already talked a little bit about that one. You want to do that one? You did do that one. So they're actually very dry. You guys all, most of you felt Foxy, or Boxy, box turtle. So she wasn't slimy. They don't produce mucus. And same would be true with snake. It would be like if you were touching her legs or her head instead of her shell. I'm gonna do our next one.
Baby venomous snakes are more dangerous than adults.
Baby venomous snakes are more dangerous than adults.
Wow.
So that is our second snake myth. So the adults actually can have higher venom loads than the babies. I don't remember where it was that the myth that the babies have more. I think it's the idea is that they can't control the amount of venom that they unload. And they're not very practiced in general, but that just means they're typically a little more ready to strike rather than the adults that are more experienced. They'll usually hide or slither away from a threat instead of strike at it. But the venom loads of a baby snake, baby venomous snake, are not higher than adults. Anyone want to help us out? Oh, I think you got 2. Oh, thank you. What does that one say?
Snakes sting with their tail.
Yeah, I hadn't actually heard that one before. Has anyone heard that myth that some snakes can sting with their tail? I think what that one comes from, I think it's cottonmouth is one of them, and there's another species of snake that has a very bright tip on its tail. And they will sometimes whack things with it. Our black rat snake, if he's grumpy, will whack us with his tail, but it doesn't sting. Instead, what that bright tip on the end of the tail does is they actually use it to lure insects towards them so that they can eat the insects. But they can't sting with their tails. They can just bite. That's the, I guess, danger end as far as snakes are concerned. You don't really have to worry about the tail. The rattlesnakes do have a rattle, and they will make noise to warn you off, but they still can't sting. Let me get one. What does that one say?
Snakes cannot strike underwater.
Snakes cannot strike underwater. So does anyone think that that one's true?
No. Look,
Yeah?
those sea snakes.
So there are sea snakes. We don't have any sea snakes in Indiana. I think almost every species of sea snake is venomous. But snakes can strike underwater. That's how our garter snake catches the little minnows. She swims around, and they can't propel themselves as much as they can on land from a coiled position, but they still can strike underwater. That's how a lot of the ones that live near water hunt. Anyone else want to help us out? we have 4 more.
Yes, sir. Snakes are aggressive.
Hey, snakes are aggressive. So even our venomous snake species, the only venomous snake species from where I'm from is the Massasauga rattlesnake, which is the state endangered rattlesnake. Typically, even those ones which can pose a danger to humans prefer to slither away rather than strike. I used to work at the Pokagon State Park, which has quite a good population of these snakes. We had, I think, 2 snake bites total in the entire history of the park, being open since 1925. So that's a really long time. There's 2 snake bites. One of them, the person saw the snake, thought that it looked really cool, and they picked up the snake. So if you see any snake out in the wild, don't pick it up, especially if it's a rattlesnake. And the second person was going off trail and they stepped on the snake. So if the snake, typically they'll rattle first to warn you off. They do that especially with houses, kind of where that came from. They would rattle to warn them like, hey, you're about to step on me and I'm not gonna like that. But if they're surprised like that, then they will bite because that's their only defense mechanism, even though usually they prefer to just slither away. Okay, 2 more. Oh, you wanna get one? Good job. Good, I think we already covered that a little. Snakes only strike from a coiled position. It is easier for them to get more power behind that strike from a coiled position, but they can strike just lying down or in the water. And our last one is that snakes go blind in the summer. So they can't see in the summer. So that, remember earlier when we talked about the snake shed? So that scale over the eye lifts up when they're shedding. So when they're shedding, they can't see very well, and this does typically happen in the summer. But the snake doesn't actually go blind. They can still see a little bit, just not as well. And that's usually one of the first things that they'll scrape off when they're shedding is that eye scale so that they can see better. And there's our 8 snake myths. So thank you guys for helping out with that. Reptiles are very unique animals. Remember that cold-blooded. What are our other reptile characteristics? Cold-blooded, lay eggs. The tongue. Good job. Good job with the tongue thing. So they're very unique animals. They are facing some challenges due to human encroachment on their habitat, especially box turtles and other turtle species. So remember, turtles don't make good pets. If you see one on the road, help them across, please. And they can make more of themselves and leave them as wild turtles. So thank you guys for coming out this morning. I have the props up here if you guys want to see those a little better, and our box turtle, if you want to come meet her. But hope you guys have a great day. That's not a step.
Okay, thank you. Okay, send on the arrow, please.
Así que parce, no trate de pasarse, que el Roy pone una base y mi clica te deja en trance.
Have a little fun with everybody? Alrighty, well good morning and welcome to your 2022 Indiana State Fair Celebrity Cow Milking Competition. I'm Tom Simpson, your MC, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. This cow is Destiny. She's with the Stone family. You see them here from Greenfield, Indiana, which cows like a green field, and they help make green fields. They not only give milk, they make Pepperidge pies. And we're going to have an official timer. They get 60 seconds to see how much milk they can get. And let's bring them on in. Let's go. First of all, please welcome the First Lady of the great state of Indiana, Janet Holcomb, back again once more. And as always, the defending champion. And remember, folks, there's two things that like a warm hand. It's a performer on stage and a cow at milking time.
That's right.
So you get warmed up and we'll get you timed out. Glad to have you here. Thanks for the weather.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready? Where's our timer?
Right here.
Oh, you're going to stay over there and do it? Oh, you coward. Somebody asked me earlier, said, where are they doing the milking? I said, down underneath in the back, same place you always did. You want a couple of little practice pulls?
Sure.
All right, we'll give her a couple to practice with. And when you're ready, let me know.
Okay, ready to go.
On your mark, get set, and go. Yep, our defending champion is back. And getting her all warmed up here.
10 seconds in.
10 in, okay. Yep. She looks like she's done it before. Does your husband make you do that so you can have your breakfast?
No, we have chickens though.
Oh, you have chickens? Okay.
Yeah.
Very careful.
30 seconds to go.
Look at this. She's got a nice steady flow going. I would say she's an old hand at this, but she's too young to be an old hand. Oh yeah.
10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. Let's see how she did. Oh my goodness, look at that.
All right, let me take your flat surface.
Okay.
Everybody get all right?
Yes. Flat certain. 2/3 of a cup. And that's no brownies. Ladies and gentlemen, Janet Holcomb, First Lady of the State of Indiana. Thank you very much. And the defending champion is back again with vengeance. Look at that. All right, are you ready for this? From WTHR, Kelly Green, come on in. Now, you're a meteorologist, right?
Yes.
You better be hoping it ain't like precipitation, boy.
Oh, this was still going.
Go, well, there you go. Put your bucket under there. Take advantage of it.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. But I thankfully watched Janet's technique.
Yes, she's got great technique.
Professional.
She is.
I'm a little nervous.
First time on stage, is it? Stage.
How are you doing? You're doing great.
Oh, well, I'm fine. I couldn't be happier if I had good sense. You ready? I'm ready for you, yes. Let's see how we do here.
Do I get to practice?
Yeah, do a couple practice bowls. What the heck?
So weird.
Yeah, well, you gotta try being the cow.
I'm already shaking a little bit, so I'm sorry.
Well, make a milkshake. I told you they don't get any better, they only get worse. Why, sure you can.
Alright, let's do this. What did you say your name was?
Destiny.
Destiny. Let's do this. Okay. I'm shaking out the nerves. Here we go.
You are filming this for the WTHR Christmas party, right?
Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah.
This is on the Christmas
Somebody
party.
better have hush money. Are you ready?
Now I'm ready.
On your mark. Get set. Go! Now, Kelly's getting there. Come on.
Oh, this is not great, Kelly.
It's not great?
10 seconds in. They're going a little bit.
Well, you won't be an amateur after this anyway, Kelly.
Come on, Destiny. Let's go, girl.
There you go. You're getting it. She's got to get a rhythm going here.
I need an extra 60 seconds. 40 seconds in. Go, Kelly.
40. My goodness. Come on, pull
Come
up.
on, Destiny.
Come on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Kelly Green.
Janet got way more than me.
Well, I gave Janet credit for the good weather, but you're the meteorologist, so.
All right.
Yeah, a little light precipitation.
One-fourth cup.
1/4 of a cup. So 2/3 and 1/4. All righty. Our State Fair Queen, Alyssa McKillop, come on in, dear. All righty. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know you were going to be doing all this stuff when you ran for County Fair Queen and made State Fair Queen? Oh, well, guess what? We're glad you did. And here she goes.
Do I get a few practice balls?
Yeah, you get a few practice. Well, you're the queen. What are we going to do? Say no? We can't say no to you. We're going to have her. We're going to try and get her up on that Red River thrashing machine and thrash wheat with us out of Pioneer Village here. That ought to be fun. Tiara and a pitchfork, yeah. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
On your mark, get set, go. Aim for the bucket. There you go. It's the round thing, yeah.
10 seconds in.
Always loved it when the old barn cat was in there when we were milking. You try and squirt him in the mouth. And they loved it. Can't get a cat into water when you get milk going. They're all over the place. Yep, she's getting it there. Oh, now you may have competition. You might just have some competition.
30 seconds.
Does that make you a dairy queen? They really don't get better, do they? I have no filters. It just goes in and falls out.
10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. That was amazing. Matthew, get back. Don't run. You're in next, buddy. There you go. Matthew Foltz from WTHR. Now it's his turn. Let's see if this is newsworthy now.
I'm not gonna do a You got this, Matthew?
Yeah, you're going to do a practice run. You're going to go back to work and do the farm report. There you go. You like it?
Yep.
You ready for it? Did you know you were going to get into this?
I did not.
What'd you do, lose a bet?
I didn't. Actually, I volunteered. They needed somebody, so I took them up on it.
Okay. Alrighty, are you ready, Matthew?
I am.
On your mark. Get set. Go! And here he goes. He's aiming.
10 seconds in.
See, it goes faster than you think. He's getting a pretty good stream going here. We've got good competitors this year, I'll tell you. I'm impressed. So's the cow.
That YouTube video.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he watched a YouTube video on how to do this. Yeah. Next we're going to hear him over there in the spay and neutering tank. Are you coming?
It's coming.
It is.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Not bad. Let's see how he did. Yeah, don't spill any. Janet, they're after your crown, you know.
I know.
That's all right.
5/6 of a cup.
5/6 of a cup. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause to all of our competitors. You've got your ribbons right. Come on in, everybody come in and take a bow. This has been a lot of fun. And you folks, thanks for being here for this. It's not every day you get to see this. You guys are great. You're just fantastic. There you go. The blue ribbon. Thank you for the Sloan family for bringing Destiny out here from Greenfield, Indiana. There you go. And being such a good participant. Everybody enjoy.